The episode opened just like any other episode. Pardon me if I rushed through part of this because it's not that interesting. I'll pay attention to the more interesting part. Anyways, Steven and the Gems went on a mission, and Jasper somehow managed to ambush the Gems, separate Ruby and Sapphire, and shatter the ladder. I'm sorry if that wasn't a good enough description of that part, but it's just not that interesting. Now, when Sapphire is shattered, the episode freezes for 2 seconds, then cuts to black for a minute or two. Before coming back, a piece of text appears reading, "It has been 24 hours since Jasper shattered Sapphire." A deep voice then spoke. There are 5 stages in the grieving process: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Ruby is about to experience 3 of these stages at once: depression, anger, and mental illness. That is, if Gems can have mental illness, by the way. Anyway, the scene faded from black to Ruby sitting on the edge of Steven's bed, looking very forlorn. She started crying, and I mean bawling. It sounded so human, as if Charlene Yee, her voice actor, was actually crying. It was so realistic. She was weeping, wailing. I don't know how to describe it. The episode then cut to black for 15 seconds. When it came back, Ruby was no longer crying, but she was very tense. Her teeth were clenched tightly, and she looked as if she was just about ready to snap. In her hand, she was holding one of Steven's stuffed animals, MC Bear Bear. She screamed, "Why?" at the top of her metaphorical lungs. Again, it was realistic. It sent chills down my spine. Ruby proceeded to tear off MC Bear Bear's head, and black ooze shot from the teddy bear's neck. Ruby threw MC Bear Bear in a fit of rage. When it landed, it was literally in a pool of the black ooze. Against my better judgment, I decided to keep watching. Ruby's body started to turn a darker and darker color. After about 5 seconds, she had turned completely black. Her eyes were now red with black dots for pupils. She got up, walked towards the camera, and just stared for a full minute. Her eyes lost their pupils, becoming nothing more than red dots. She started crying, softly this time, and blood streamed down her face like a river. Some sad piano music started to play, and it was so heartbreaking, I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself. A piece of Bosnian text flashed across the screen repeatedly. It roughly translated to, "You can't have one without the other." The episode cut to black for a minute, and when it came back, Ruby was now calm. She was normal, but she still had blood staining her face. Nothing happened for about 30 seconds. Then it cut to black again, and then when it came back, Ruby's gem was shattered. Presumably she shattered herself. Another piece of Bosnian text appeared, this time holding for 5 seconds, roughly translating to, "Goodbye." There was no credit sequence at all. the episode just ended, and I couldn't help but wonder, what the hell had I just watched? Surely that shouldn't have been aired. It wasn't aired. But I was really confused.